Good evening. It's May 18th, 2025. It's my pleasure and honor to be speaking with a true World War II combat veteran, frontline infantry, Mr. John J. Jeckovich. How are you doing today?
Very good, thank you.
You're looking well. Did you have a nice dinner?
Oh yeah, yes,
Okay.
very good.
You're feeling pretty good today?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going the second time around on your book. We're on chapter 6. How many pages was that book?
49.
Wow, what a beautiful book. Must have took you a long time to write it.
6 months.
Yeah. And I'm sure you didn't use Google or a computer. You used legal pads, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting. Mr. Jeckovich wrote the book. It's called Their Mother's Sons, and it tells the story about his life at 11 years old when he starts to take care of his mother to her demise at 89. And he did many things, and in between that it talks about several jobs he had, relationships, married. For how many years were you married? How many years? That's beautiful. He's married for 69 years. It talks about his working at Kimberly-Clark for 35 years. And it says more about his laundromat business he had on 2nd and Niagara Street in Niagara Falls, New York. It talks about a snow plowing business, his carpentry business, and just a slew of odd type of businesses he had during his lifetime. It's very interesting. Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday's history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today's a gift. In order for me to start reading your book, on chapter 6, it's titled Home on Furlough, Farewell to Anne. We're on page 127. In order for me to open up my laptop to read the book, I'll need the dog tag.
What's the Rhine 6-9?
Okay, that's pretty good. Did you want to read today or you want me to?
No, go ahead.
Do you feel like answering any questions?
Go ahead.
You want to answer any questions or you want to wait?
No, you ask questions, yeah.
You want to ask? Okay. Where exactly were you born and raised, Mr. Jeckovich?
Niagara Falls, New York.
Niagara Falls, New York.
Nice place then.
Yeah, you had a beautiful life there. And I was told there was only a couple houses on your street at the time. Wow. Yeah. What was your family life like before you entered the war?
So, before the war?
Yeah, before the war.
I was about 17, 16.
And what'd you do? Hobbies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mother told me stuff to do around the house and that.
So right as you're a young boy, your mother gave you a list of things to do.
Yeah.
And then even when you came home on furlough, she gave you things to do, right?
She gave me a list, yeah.
Yeah. 3 of the top questions that always come up, and we'll rip right through them, is how much is your book and where could I buy it?
Can't sell it.
No. The book is not for sale. It was never about any type of money. Mr. Jeckovich certainly does not need money. He's well off. But it's about teaching the younger generations to have a better life, to maybe have a simpler life, and maybe he or she could learn from things that we read in the book. Keep in mind, Mr. Jeckovich has been talking on this YouTube channel 500, 600 days already. So most of the book pages, all the pages have been covered once, and now we're on the 6th chapter for the second time. But anyways, here's the World War II combat infantry vet. He answers questions and talks to people that want to ask some questions by voice or text. Text Mr. Jeckovich at 407-366-0000. By the way, a full copy of his book is in the World War II Museum in New Orleans, Louisiana, and we're also working on a full life-size AI of Mr. Jeckovich so we could answer questions and similar to what he's looking like now for decades to come. The second question we get hit on a lot is, you were born in 1925, right?
Yeah.
Gas was 7 cents a gallon. Fill up your big car for $1. Beautiful houses were a couple $1,000s. And brand new cars were like $400 or $500.
Yeah.
And Mr. Jeckovich is born in 1925, right next to the Great Depression. And now it's 2025, and Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on the door of 100.
Pearly Gates.
Pearly Gates, good sense of humor, yeah. Yeah. Pearly gets the humor. But so the book is giving people examples of a nice life to live, a simpler life to live. And it's all in the book. It's very interesting stuff. Very interesting. The only way you can learn it is going through a school of hard knocks. And another thing we've always asked the questions are, what's the secret to longevity, Mr. Jeckovich?
Genes.
Genes?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you jog for 80 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Jeckovich never took a prescription or a vitamin, never drank or smoked. The only drawback was he jogged for 80 years and he lost his knees due to the fact that pounding the pavement for 80 years, that's a lot of jogging. But it kept him in great health. It kept him in great health. And he reads 3 newspapers a day and with no glasses at all. And he has still enough strength to squeeze your hand in a handshake and knock you down. So we covered the longevity, the book, and now about finances and money. Is it expensive getting old?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And let's touch on this a little bit. When you get up in age, you become a human cash register.
Yeah.
10,000 here, 50,000 here, 1,000 here. And it goes on continually. It doesn't end. Unfortunately, most people run out of money in their 60s. Your goal is not to run out of money. You're not to outlive your money. It's important. And it's almost impossible to not outlive your money by your age 100. Mr. Jeckovich did just fine. He didn't outlive his money. But many people sent a text, and the text basically stated that they're 60-some years old, they're going to retire now, and they have a house and $1 million in the bank. And I basically said in response, I would not want to be you. I would not want to be you because in most cases you'll outlive your money. Let me give you a few examples why. Many people don't know this, but by the way, if you're 40 years old or 30 years old, it might be a good time to start thinking of accumulating wealth in whatever way you could do it. And so you have a 5 and 6 figure a month, a passive income, because it's very expensive getting old. Many people ask me, what's the easiest way to become a multi-millionaire? And I laugh, I tell a little joke. You get born into a millionaire's family, you have to be selective what womb you come out of. But that's just a joke. But most of the time it's, you find something that works for you, that you like doing, and keep repeating it, and the money will follow. It'll follow very easily. But getting back to the case where the couple in their 60s says, they have a house paid for in full, and they have $1 million in the bank, and I say, I would not want to be you. You will outlive your money. How is that? Let's give you some realistic life examples. If your knees blow out, like Mr. Jeckovich's knees blow out, and you want to stay at home, let's go through your monthly expenses. They'll be over $40,000 a month. You'll have 2 people caring for you just to get you to the bathroom and get you dressed and showered and everything else you used to do on your own. But if your knees blew out, you need help. And then you'll need a driver, and you'll need a cook, and most important of all, you'll need a manager. There's a lot of calls they have to make on your behalf, a lot of ordering of stuff. The list is long. It's like running a little company, and that'll easily take $40,000 a month, and that's not luxurious living, by the way. That's, you know, just getting by. So if you figure out 1 year you get into $500,000, 2 years $1 million, and now you're flat ass broke. You already outlived your money. So the younger people listening, think of ways to have a great big passive income, 5 or 6 figure passive income per month, and you should get by. Most people outlive their money by 70, late 60s, 70s, but here's a good example. He's 100 years old. He's doing just fine. That's a great example. So many people think, oh, I have an ace in the hole. What is the ace in the hole, I ask them. Oh, my family will take care of me. How does that work out?
It doesn't work out.
It doesn't work out at all. Hear it from the man right here. Hear it from the man. It does not work out, and I agree with him. He's got a son and a so-called, I'll use the term loosely, a so-called daughter-in-law a couple miles from his home. Haven't seen him nor heard of him in years. He's got a daughter.
Yeah, she's hibernated in North Carolina.
We haven't heard of him.
Yeah.
He has a son and a daughter-in-law. What happened to the other son?
Oh yeah, he's still in Niagara Falls.
What happened to him?
Never called or nothing.
What'd your wife say?
And it's called JK 10 years.
Yeah. So there's your answer. You're under the illusionary notion you'll have your family step up, but let me give you a little bit of reality. When you're doing things together and everyone's in fine and perfect health, singing Kumbaya and dancing and going on picnics, everything's wonderful. It's a wonderful little life. But then, when your father or mother needs something, you abandon them like a rat would abandon a sinking ship. You abandon them like a rat would abandon a sinking ship. It's nothing new under the sun. It happens every day. Remember the 5th commandment, honor your mother and father. What his 2 so-called daughter-in-laws have done, what his 2 so-called sons have done, what his 1 daughter has done, that's a mortal sin. I wouldn't want to be them when the time's up. I wouldn't want to be them when the time's up. You know, you got to be very, very careful in who you marry. That's the big part of it. If you marry a floozy or a bum, this is the results you're going to get. This is the results you get. They're very selfish people, like the so-called daughter-in-law right around the corner. She's a sociopath with no empathy. What kind of example is she setting for her kids or her grandkids? Not a good one. Not a good one. That's not a good mother. That's not a good grandmother. That's the type of person that you don't want your family to marry into, because it'd be all bad. You will not get nothing good out of that. You will not be nothing good out of that. That person is the type of person that if you were on life support, she would unplug your life support just so she could plug in her cell phone to charge it. Do you agree with what I'm saying here, Mr. Jeckovich?
Yeah.
You know, they turn out to be really nasty people.
Yeah.
Let's face it, let's not sugarcoat it anymore.
Yeah.
They'll abandon you like a rat will abandon a sinking ship because it involves money and time. Simply, it involves money and time. So younger guys think, be very careful on who you marry. If you marry the wrong lady, you're screwed. You marry the wrong guy, you're screwed. Take your time. It's like running a major business. When we run our businesses, this is how we handle it. And do this away in marriage too. We vet the potential employee slowly. We take our time. We interview for days. And we try to get the right person. What do you do about the right person? It's all about their personality and their attitude. We could teach them and sophisticate them on how to run an operation of so-called business we have. So you vet them slowly. Do that in marriage. Vet them slowly. Take your time. Get to know them. All these people we described all made big mistakes. They got trash. They got trash for a partner. And then in our business, if they make a mistake, fire them quickly. If they're not working out, fire them quickly, because it'll only get worse. The nightmare will only get worse. Keep in mind, in Florida alone, there was 99,000 divorces. How come?
Money.
Money, yeah, money. Oh, this stupid and foolish saying, I love them and I don't care if they're broke. Well, the honeymoon phase is over with in about a week and a half.
Yeah.
Then reality sets in. Living today is very expensive.
Yeah.
Everything's expensive. People used to think living in Florida was cheap. No. HOAs, if you're stupid enough to get in one, through the roof. And they'll abuse you and harass you. Try to buy homeowners insurance in Florida. If your house is not at least 10 years or newer, you can't buy it. If you live on the beach side, you can't buy it. And most of the property taxes in Florida are through the roof, are absolutely through the roof. Through the roof. It's actually criminal what they're charging these residents in property tax. Let me give you a brief example. We bought a decent house, no mansion by no means, in 2001 in the right part of South Florida. Right neighborhood, 640 or 650,000, I couldn't remember. Something like that, it's been a long time, 2001. No, excuse me, 2004. And the property taxes then were 9,000. But they had an unbelievable increase in property values in certain parts of Miami. And now it's assessed at $4.4 million. So now you have a $9,000 property tax, which is livable, workable, and now your property tax is $91,650. So it's very expensive living in Florida. A lot of people don't know that yet, but moving here you'll find out property taxes are criminal and through the roof. And HOAs, stay away from. HOA little Nazis, stay away from. And by the way, any condominium 3 stories and up, there's so many regulations the state has put on them, it would be the worst investment you made. It'd be the worst investment you made. Don't ever touch a condominium in Florida that 3 stories or higher. Any questions about that, text me at 407-366-0000. You'll be just basically pissing your money away. Don't do any condominiums. And never buy a trailer in Florida, right?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
It's the structure.
Yeah, and mobile homes, they're hurricanes.
Yeah.
Hurricanes, right?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, you never want to go the road of buying a mobile home. Never. Never. Especially in Florida, due to the fact that hurricanes come here often, right?
Yeah.
Every year we got bullshit. But not only that, living in a mobile home is not good. Because the next step after a mobile home is being homeless. A mobile home, and then it only gets worse. The only worst thing it would get after living in a mobile home, you'd be homeless. Because, mobile homeless is a hard way to go. And it's a cheap way to go, people think, but if you lose that, now you're homeless. So what are we trying to say? Take care of your finances now if you're young.
10 minutes.
Take care of your finances now if you're young. You need 5 to 6 figure passive a month once you get older. Because it's expensive, right?
Yeah.
You blow out your knees. You're a human cash register. Oh yeah, You might be 40 or 50 or 30 now and thinking it won't happen to you, but nobody beats Father Time. Father Time will catch you every time. So we answer the 3 most important questions they ask on a regular basis as nicely as we possibly could, and hope we have people thinking how to make more income for their retirement, and hope they're thinking about when they're married, don't make the mistakes that took place in this family. Vet the person. Mr. Jeckovich was married for how long?
69 years.
When Mr. Jeckovich proposed to his wife, Delphine Stulak, he proposed to her in the Roman Catholic Basilica in Tonawanda, New York. She accepted, and then they went to the altar of the Roman Catholic Basilica, and they said a prayer, and they prayed for a long and happy marriage. How did that prayer work out?
69 years.
Yeah. Mr. Jeckovich's wife passed away in 2020 on August 14th, right?
Yeah.
And Mrs. Jeckovich knew no stranger. She made friends with everybody, right? In fact, she even sold your house. When the realtors couldn't find a buyer, she did.
Yeah.
Tell us how that happened.
She was going to the supermarket, and she talked to, listened to some guy talking about buying a house. And my wife said, well, I got a house in Summercroft, and see it.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And she got full price.
Yeah. Well, it was to family.
Yeah. She was such a kind lady. Words can't describe. Not one adjective or 10 adjectives could describe. But the most important thing, being married to Mr. Jeckovich, she had great empathy and a very kind heart, and she was your mother's best friend.
Yeah.
Because your mother suffered from loneliness, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And Delphine lived, and you lived upstairs.
That was the best thing for her.
A best thing for her.
And then when the Delphine was driving, she used to grab her.
Oh, yeah. Did Delphine have a driver's license in the beginning?
No.
You taught her?
Yeah.
How did you teach her? Where did you teach her
In
at?
Volkswagen.
Where at?
At the Hyde Park Stadium.
No kidding.
Golf league.
Did she pass her road test first time around?
First time around, yeah.
Wow. And then after that, you took your mother everywhere.
Yeah.
So your mother,
Grabbed her, yeah.
your mother, since your father died at the age of 43, your mother was lonely. She had a serious case of loneliness, right?
Yeah.
And then you guys lived upstairs, your mother lived downstairs, and Delphine and your mother became great friends.
Yeah. Best thing for one another.
Best thing that ever happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 peas in a pod. Like, what kind of things would they do together?
But they went shopping. They went to the movies.
Where'd they go shopping?
Market. City market.
What about, where'd they buy their meat at?
The what?
Where'd they buy the meat at?
What was that place? Ray's.
But didn't they also go to Canada?
Yeah. Well, they went to Canada for a lot too.
Why'd they shop mostly in Canada, Mr.
Thought
Jack?
that's all. Everything was cheaper. The meat was
Better quality?
Yeah. Which wasn't.
Did you have to pay a duty on that food coming across the border back then?
Yeah.
And tell us a funny story, how one time you're coming across with your mother and Delphine. Minutes?
Fine. Just under 6.
You're coming across the Canadian border with your mother and Delphine, and the customs asked you if you had anything to declare, and you didn't at that time, right? And then what happened?
Yeah, my mother said, "Oh, I've got my teeth now," and he said, "Just please step inside, please."
Okay, so let me understand that she just had dentures made
Yeah.
by a dentist in Canada,
Yeah.
and she was proud of the fact. She's got nice pearly whites, and she says, "Oh yeah, I have my teeth
Yeah.
just made." And then what happened next?
They took her in the office and paid $5,000 to clean on it.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. And then what did your mother say when she left?
She was mad.
She was mad.
Yeah.
And what did you say to her?
I said, "Well, you should have kept your mouth shut."
But she was proud of those teeth, right?
Yeah.
Wow. What are some of the other things that your mother and your wife would do together?
Well, mostly they go shopping together. And then they go to Buffalo. When Delphi started to drive, they went to Buffalo all the time.
What do they do in Buffalo?
In the wintertime they were in Buffalo, put a piece of furniture on top of the car, get the guy tied down to the windows, and they come on and take it in the car.
I'm just trying to picture this. What kind of car was it?
That was a Volkswagen.
And how big of a piece of furniture?
They had a dresser.
A dresser.
Yeah.
Wow.
The guy put a blanket on the top of the roof and then put it through the window.
What did you say when you seen that pulling up in the driveway?
I said, what the hell are you guys doing? I said, it's a storm up there and you're in Buffalo screwing around.
Who was it for dresser? Was for upstairs or downstairs?
That was for my mother, yeah.
And where did that dresser finally end up?
I don't know where the heck it was.
But your mother had to have it.
Yeah,
It's a snowstorm.
yeah,
They're in Buffalo, which is 50 miles away at least.
yeah.
And the guy was so desperate to sell it to him, he put it on top of the Volkswagen, tied it up,
Through the windows.
and said, "There you go, ladies."
Yeah, say, good luck.
Did those Volkswagens have chains on them? Tires?
No.
Did they have snow tires?
Well, it had snow tires, yeah.
Let me ask you something. When driving in 20 below weather in Niagara Falls, sometimes it got that cold, sometimes it got bitter cold. Was the Volkswagen heat adequate?
No, if you go 50 miles an hour, you get the heat out of it.
And so I'm just trying to picture your mother and Delphine in this Volkswagen. Was it a big dresser?
Yeah,
With a big dresser tied on top of a Volkswagen, and he must have had to keep their windows down.
yeah,
He must have froze.
yeah.
They
They were lucky they got home.
So I'm just trying to figure this. They pull up to the driveway. You were home at the time, right?
Yeah.
And what did you say?
I said, what the hell are you doing with that thing on the top of the car? The guy was good enough to put a blanket on top of the roof.
And then you had to remove it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Was it light enough where you could have carried itself, or did you need two people?
No, I could carry it, yeah.
And did your mother like it?
Oh, yeah, well, she bought it.
But did she like it when she got in place?
Oh, yeah.
I imagine she plunged it and waxed it off.
Yeah, she loved it. She had that thing for a long time.
Do you remember when she put it? When she put it in her bedroom or the living room?
Living room.
Wow. What would a piece of furniture like that cost back then?
Probably $125.
That was it. Didn't you buy all your household furniture when you got married for pretty much next to nothing? One company, they delivered it.
Oh, medicine, we bought everything
Yeah.
from medicine, yeah.
And they delivered everything for you.
Yeah.
Wow. So things are pretty reasonable back then compared to where we're at today.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for young people today. They both have to work 2 or 3 jobs. Expensive for them to buy a house.
Yeah.
I think.
Houses are expensive.
What's that?
Houses are expensive.
I think you lived in the best times. I think your generation lived in the best times.
Yeah.
People had patriotism then. People had love of family then, which they don't have now. People had friendships with people.
Different culture, yeah.
Yeah, like when you had your laundromat, no one vandalized it, right?
No.
They were nice people, the customers. What happens if you'd open a laundromat today?
Well, but in New York, they destroyed them all. They couldn't put it together again.
Minutes?
Just under a minute.
Yeah, you're right. 49 mom and pop laundromats in New York City were completely vandalized by illegal aliens, ripping out the coins from the washers and dryers, and for the fun of it, they destroyed the rest of the laundromat.
Yeah.
And these shop owners, 49 of them, they don't have the money to start over again.
Yeah.
So you think that would happen to you?
Oh, yeah.
Vandalism. Would you ever think about moving back to Niagara Falls?
No. Niagara Falls, a dump now.
Yeah. When you walked home from work at midnight, were you scared of being jumped?
No.
It was safe.
I walk through the alley all the time.
In the alley. What happens if you walked in the alley now?
10 seconds.
Well, you probably get away with it. I mean, if you walk in the daytime.
At night.
I don't know about night.
Yeah. Wow.